Hi and welcome to Fast Food Restaurant Management System developed using Access. Okay, let's start by clicking on Reset, and we can then select any of those. Just enter whatever we want in there, or how many items we want, and here as well. And then we click on total. As you can see, the default method of payment is cash, so you can always change it to whatever method you want to use there. Okay, that's my default method there, and then click on total. There, we can always reset. As you've seen earlier, we can click on exit, or we can even get rid of this ribbon right here. There we go. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is to take you guys straight into Microsoft Access 2016 development environment, and we'll put one of these together. Let's do that now, guys. Hi and welcome to Microsoft Access tutorial of fast food restaurant. I'm going to start by clicking on blank template, and let's give a project name. I'm going to call that fast underscore food restaurant, and then click on create. There we go. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this table here, select view, and I'll be able to save it. So let's just call that fast food. There we go. There, that's our table ready. I'm going to delete this primary key. So the first field is going to be known as fries, and change the data type to short. And if you go to the lookup, it's going to be a text box. All right, let's go for the next one. That's going to be called salad. It's going to be short as well. Hamburger. Let's go for onion. And what I'm going to do now is just speed up this development of these fields, and I'll get back to you guys. Okay, I've finished with the design of the fields. Well, let me change this data type for total. I'm going to change that to currency. Subtotal will be currency as well, and that will be currency too. Now let me show you the rest of the data. Look at them. Let's take it from up there. There we go. Okay, one other thing is, you see all of these fields here, so have a good look at it, because you're going to need those fields as well. I'm going to change the data type to numbers, every single one of these fields apart from method of payment. So let's come in here, because I intend to enter a value of numbers in there. So that's going to be number all the way. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to speed that up and get back to you guys. Okay, all of the data types are now numbers, apart from the method of payments right here, the method of payment and tax, subtotal and total. Now, as for method of payment, there's still one or two things we need to do, so let's go straight into lookup. I will change the design control of the method of payment to combo box. Once that is changed to combo box, now you see where we have row source type instead of table slash query. Let's change that to value list, and the value we have in the list I'm going to enter as follows. So the first one is going to be speech mark column, that means there's nothing in there. The next one is going to be cash, and close that speech mark semicolon. Then we have, let me enter the next one. That will be, I'm going to call that debit card. Then column, speech mark again. Let's enter MasterCard. Close that. And finally, I'm going to enter a Visa card. And close that. That's it. That's all we need to do for that. Okay, so let's make sure it's saved. Click on save. So I'm going to close that. And let's come straight into create right here. Right there we have our form widget. I'm going to use the form widget to generate the table. So inside the form widget, where we have table / query, make sure you select the table that you wanted. We only have one table there anyway, and select all of the fields. Click on next, select column line, click on next, and just click on finish. There we go. If I drop this down, that's what you get. I can always make it 0 value or whatever. So what I'm going to do now is just to speed up the design of the whole interface, make it look a little bit more presentable. Then we can start with coding. So right click and let's select design view, and I'm going to move these all the way. The first thing I intend to do is, you see this property there, or label actually, move that label up, and inside our very label I'm going to, let's just change one or two things. Click on the property right there, and where we have fast food, I'm going to change that to fast food restaurant. And let's increase the font size of that very label. So let's come to font size, make it something a little bit more readable. That might be too much. Let's go for 36 first. And the next thing I like to do is to, yeah, that might be good, 48. Let's make it 48. The next thing I like to do now is to increase or change the color. Let's change the color. Let's make it black and make that bold. Right. And what else? Yeah, for now I think that's fine for now. I can always modify it. Yeah, let's make it 60 and see how that's gonna look like. Let's move this up a little bit. Alright, so the whole interface, I'm going to change the color of this very interface. I'm going to change it to something maybe similar to this. Let's see this color here. If we come to the back color right here, that's the back color, same back color. This very form footer, form header actually, the form header color. Let's see what we have. That's the color of the form header. So I'm going to copy that color, click on the form and just come in here and paste that very color there. There, we now have the same color. So all that is left for me to do now is I'm going to select all of these, select it all, and just change the background color, everything. First of all, let's make the text content in there. Let's change that to maybe 14, something we can read. Let's come in straight to the font and change that to black. Right, so that is fine. So all I just need to do now is to rearrange the whole fields, then I'll get back to you guys. Yeah, let me rearrange it or move this away from there, and I'll get back to you. Okay guys, this is how the whole interface looks now, but although it's not finished yet. But what I'm going to do next is, let's go back to design design view. I'm now going to come here and grab a rectangle. There we go, that's it right there. I will then draw the rectangle. Let's say I draw it across here. Yeah, that's fine. And let's go to the property and increase the width of that very rectangle to about 6, and we also change the back color to black. Let's go for black right there. Okay, and now we also just draw a line across here just like that, and increase the size of that to 6 as well. Color will be black, and the width, make that 6. Okay, so I will then repeat the same thing for the rest, but this is how it's looking right now. So let's go back. I'm now going to just speed that up. Okay guys, this is how it looks now. But one other thing I like to do is let's add some buttons. So we come in here, just click there. I'm gonna add the following buttons. Let's come in here, paste one here, and one of them is going to be for total. In the case of total, I would like it to save. So let's come in here and just click on save. So that would be the one I will use to add up everything. So save. Right, and just click on next, and I've given it a name. The name is going to be total, and there we go. Let's call that CMD total, and just click on finish. Then the next button, that's just going to be a reset button. In the case of reset, I would like it to reset the whole system. So let's make that new, add new. So the action will be add new, and I'll just call that reset. Yeah, that's fine. I just call that CMD reset there. And finally, the next one is going to be exit. So let's see, let's come in here, something we can use for exit. Okay, if we use that, I can always change it if I want to anyway. So let me just use that for an exit. Create application. Okay, that's fine. And let's just call that CMD exit. There we go. Right, so I'm going to redesign the whole interface and just give it a more presentable look. So let's do that, and then start with the coding. Okay, with the buttons, this is how the buttons looks right now. Let's see the size of these. That is 2, and that's 2 centimeters as well. So I'm just going to call that quit. Just get rid of that in there. So if I run this program now, this is what you guys will see. Let's see, that is how it's looking right now. Okay, one other thing is, let's just put a border around this very restaurant itself. So go back in here, let's grab a border around it. So I think maybe we should copy one of these. Copy that and paste. Let's bring it in up here. Yeah, just reduce it so we can give it a better look. Move this back up there and drag this up here and here as well. So let's see. Okay, All right. Okay, the next thing I would like to do now is I'm going to add a checkbox. This very one. Okay, let's add one here. Right, we have one there, so I'm just going to copy it across. Let's copy that. Yes, right here. So I'm going to add a couple of those around and get back to you guys. Okay, this is how it all looks now. It all have a checkbox. So if let's run it and see. That's how it's looking. It's not too bad. It's beautiful actually. So what I'm going to do now is, when we start a program, I would like the whole system, the whole checkbox disabled. So that's what I want to achieve apart from these ones here. So these ones here will be active apart from these other ones. So we will only be able to gain access to it by clicking on this checkbox. Alright, so let's do that. Let's come into design view here, and inside the design view I'm also going to change one or two things here, because if I click on this exit, I will actually exit from the whole entire system. I don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to do is, let's first of all select this, and here up here you see convert from macro to Visual Basic. Click on that, and I'm going to accept that and just uncheck comment. I don't want to comment, so click on OK. Now let's click on view code. Right there, that's it. So what I just want to do is, let's see, no, that's for total. Let's come right down. That's reset, and the one I want is exit. So instead of this, I don't want it to quit, so I'm going to change these lines of code. Okay, I'm going to delete these and use these following lines of codes, this very one. So have a good look at it. So that's what I'm going to use for my exit. So what will happen is the system will actually prompt you instead of using the previous one. If I use the previous one, let's undo that. As you can see, that means I will just quit the whole system entirely. I don't really want that, so I'm going to use these lines of codes. Right, so that's fine. So I'm going to now save that. Comes right in here. Let's click and try that out. Collapse this. So if I click on quit, this is what happened. It's asking me to confirm if I want to exit. Okay, so if I click on this, yeah, you see that system is gone, but it's still right here. If I click, all right, so that's what I want, instead of exiting the whole system entirely and having to start all over. Okay, so that's the exit taken care of. The other bit I like to take care of is to get rid of this very ribbon here. So let's give that a shot by going straight into the into the event view. Let's go straight into the code area. So what I want to do is to be able to use this header to get back my ribbon. Okay, right on the form header, I'm going to enter the following lines of codes. Right, so that we actually get rid of the ribbon when we click on it. Okay, now the other one I'm going to use double click. If I come into the procedural area, so we can change that to toolbar. That will be yes, so that will display the ribbon. This will get rid of the ribbon. Then the other one is, let's come into the other event I'm going to use is form load. This very one, form load. When's the form load? I want the ribbon gone. So let's save all of that. Take note of these three different events that I've used. Look at them. So if I come in here now, save it first, and right click, select, let's select form view, you see what happened. Only if I click on this, you see that. Okay, so that's for the ribbon. So the choice is yours to keep it that way, or the choice is yours to get rid of the ribbon. All right. So, and because all of here is empty, I may have to just give you the option of doing that. So form load, the ribbon will be on. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's come back into the design, and let's go back straight into the lines of codes, and right here, form load, the ribbon will be yes. Okay, so only when we click will the ribbon goes. Okay, so we can leave this the way it is. Yeah, so let's try that out first. Yeah, that's it. So when we click, gone. When we double click, yeah, you see that, so that's fine. Okay, let's leave it that way. Now let's get the names of all of these files, because the next thing is to disable each text box. But before we can start, what I'm going to do is, let's call this the end of the first part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.